Dallas, the main question I think everybody's waiting for, are there any updates that you can share about season 4 coming to those who were not able to see it in theaters?
Yeah. So as I speak to you right now, we literally could be hearing any day. It could be by the end of today, could be tomorrow, could be in a week. It won't be longer than a week and a half or so that we get the decision from the arbitrator about how and when we can move forward. But the moment that we do, I will have an announcement and on our social media, and we will release episode 1 to streaming, uh, depending on the day of the week that we get the announcement. But it should be the first Sunday after we get the announcement. And then we will be releasing 2 episodes per week. So because of the delay, we really felt like, all right, we're going to shorten our release window to 2 episodes per week. So I'm hoping that by the time this airs, that you will also be able to see on our social media pages an announcement and get a press release about the fact that The Chosen is now for season 4 officially free and easy to watch on the Chosen app.
Yes, we're hoping that soon.
Yes.
I know you're filming season 5. You just finished your time in Utah. How has filming been thus far? I know you had like 600 fans on set. How has it been?
It's been unbelievable. I mean, look, we've still got a long ways to go for season 5, so I try not to get too ahead of myself. But my goodness, the first 26 days of filming for 3 weeks, we had 600 people per day on set, and we filmed some of the biggest moments from Holy Week. Season 5 covers Holy Week, the most impactful week in the history of the world. And there's a couple of big moments: the triumphal entry, the turning of the tables, some of the Jesus arguing with the religious leaders in the temple, saying some pretty extreme things, and also in the meantime, knowing that his life was going to end in just a few days, and there's a tremendous weight to all of that, and the disciples trying to make sense of it and trying to, we've got this excitement that they're there because Jesus is being proclaimed Messiah, but then within a few days everything changes. And so it's really been a balancing act. But my goodness, I just am so excited if the content ends up as intense and passionate and exciting as the filming. This is going to be an immensely impactful season. And we've had multiple scenes where the 600 extras were on scene in the scene with us, and afterward, tears just streaming down their face, telling me, "My goodness, just watching this is changing my life, and is one of the greatest moments of my life, just being on the set." And so, it's been a remarkable experience so far, and I can't wait for you to see what the fruits of our labor.
Oh, I can't wait. As you said, Holy Week is the most important week of events for Christians. And how do you go into something like that as a writer, a co-writer, and as a director? How do you prepare for that? Is there any kind of added pressure that you feel?
I really don't. I mean, and I don't mean that as a cop out, because there's pressure to get all of this right. I mean, season 1, when we were just telling the story of the beginning of Jesus's ministry, I felt immense weight to get Mary Magdalene's story right. I mean, I want to honor these people that God chose to change the world and chose to be followers of Jesus here on earth. And it's called The Chosen, and one of the reasons it's called The Chosen is it's referring to the people that Jesus chose to follow him in his ministry. And so we've always been felt the pressure to get it right. But at the same time, I feel like God's got this. My job is just to, I say this all the time, to provide the loaves and fish. And I feel like we're doing a good job of providing good loaves and good fish, but the multiplication is up to God. And I don't ever want to get to a place where when I'm sitting in front of a blank screen on my computer, or we're on set and I'm working with the actors, where the pressure of how many people are watching, or people, the YouTube videos that might criticize me, or the YouTube videos that might praise me as the greatest filmmaker in the world. Both of these things are true, can be true at the same time or false at the same time. I am trying to ignore all of that and focus on the work and focus on honoring God and the spirit and intention of Jesus and the Gospels. And if I can do that, it doesn't matter whether it's season 5 or season 1, or whether we're covering Holy Week or the launch of his ministry. Every word matters, and getting this right matters, and that's all I can focus on.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back to season 4 really quick, just the theatrical release, how did that, perform? How did it go? Just whatever you can tell me about the theatrical.
Yeah, it went great. And here's the thing with the theatrical, there's a couple things we're trying to accomplish. One is we do want to give the fans who are willing to pay for it and willing to see the show early, to give them an experience of seeing it on the big screen with the surround sound, with other people. That's happening in countries all over the world. It launches actually in theaters in Italy in just a couple of weeks. And that's been a really beautiful thing. We've heard from viewers who, I mean, literally at the end of episode 3, for example, didn't move during the closing credits, just sat there in silence. They've had a chance to connect with each other, to make new friends. There's really nothing that can really replace that experience. That said, those who are seeing this at home, when we launch it on streaming, and that's going to be the majority of people, the majority of viewers are going to see it at home. Some of them on their phones, as much as that depresses me sometimes, but they're going to get a chance to see it at home. It's the same story. It's the same experience. It's going to be just as powerful. But the theatrical release did go very well, and it also allowed us to have another source of income because less than 5% of the people who watch this show around the world actually pay for it in some way, and in some ways that's really good news. It means that a lot of people are getting to see this free and easy. But it's also challenging. It's also difficult. It means that we've got to come up with ways to generate income, to finance future seasons, to finance our jobs. I mean, we do this for a living, and then when the 7 seasons are up, there's no guarantee that there's going to be more. So we really have to make sure that as a company and for our actors and crew that this is sustainable long term, and that we're able to finance not only future seasons but finance our lives. And so the theatrical was one way to allow us to do that. So it was great. It was another opportunity for marketing. We were in the top 3 at the box office, and so that gets the show into more eyeballs. So it's been really cool.
I was one of those people that did not move after episode 3.
Yeah,
My
good.
last question, just quickly, since we're running out of time. I know you still have a bit to go with season 5, but if you could describe it in 5 words, what would you say?
Wow. Season 5 in 5 words. Intense, urgent, passionate, sad, and this is 2 words, but I'm gonna say kick butt. Because Jesus kicks a little butt on his way to the cross. So I think of the um, oh, there's the song from Johnny Cash, um, where and this is 5 words actually. If you God's gonna cut you down. Um, Actually, that's probably 7 words, but we're using contractions. But uh, you know, there's some kick butt moments in season 5, and I think that's got to be that's got to be acknowledged as well.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Dallas.
Yeah, thank you for having me.